Hello.
Hi.
Once again here with my kids. We just got home from seeing Wonka. What did you think?
And I liked it. And the thumbnail's gonna be outside.
Yes. Why? Every time our cats just don't care.
What did Piranha do?
For those who don't know what just happened, Luke is sitting here grooming himself. Piranha walks by and Luke just punches him in the face.
And then walks back out.
Yeah, my cat also knows how to open doors because he's a shit.
And now
he goes to try and break down the door to see his girlfriend.
Right. That being said,
I want to go.
No,
Hunter.
Alright, so what did y'all think of the movie?
It was a figuring, dude.
I did not know it was a musical. I should have guessed it was a musical based off the other two. But
between what it is and Chalamet, you really should have known.
You've been
making
not
necessary.
Movie corners like a lot.
Well, that's what happens when I invest in something that gives me movies a lot.
So
that's what happens
we
when
have a
you get
lot
free
of
movies a
movie
week.
corners.
Yep, during next summer.
You think they would pay us for Hunter? Stop. You think they would pay us for a promotion?
I don't know. AMC, do it. Anyway.
Sponsorship?
I love this movie. I really enjoyed it. I will say I'm not a big fan of the Tim Burton film for Wonka.
Oh, and by the way, we did not even use the bathroom during the movie.
Hunter,
focus. That is such a random thing to tell people. They don't need to know. Anyway, for those who don't know what Wonka is, he's a chocolatier. And this is supposed to be his...
it's a prequel.
Prequel and, origin story on how he opens his factory and all that.
And I, like many people, was a little unsure about the idea of a Wonka who didn't have malicious, murderous intent towards children, but you know what? It worked. And honestly, I have to say, it's not Gene Wilder's level of unhinged if he would absolutely let those children die, but being that it's a prequel, you can kind of see how he gets to that point later on. Like, you can see where he's so naive, childlike, and idealistic, like, to the point of not quite understanding implications of the real world, where he absolutely could get to the Gene Wilder Wonka level.
Hugh Grant was great.
He was so funny.
The Oompa Loompa.
Oh my god.
Which, this one over here does it like the Oompa Loompas.
Mostly because you keep calling him an Oompa Loompa.
And I'm not a Loompa Loompa.
Uh-huh, you're my little Oompa Loompa.
No.
Mr. Shorty Pants.
No.
Why have you gone ragdoll? Okay, Focus, what did you like about the movie?
What was your favorite part about the movie?
Okay, Devlin, you first, I guess.
I like the different types of chocolate.
Those were fun.
I liked the parts where the people fly.
With the flying chocolate?
The hover chocks.
So,
okay.
What's your favorite part?
Devlin, stop.
The factory, because it was cool.
The factory at the end?
Yeah.
I want to know how much of the sets were practical and how much were green screen.
It didn't look like a lot of it was green screen.
But, whatever amount was green screen was used properly.
So, the basic plot is, Wonka is getting to the city, but this city is run by, malevolent chocolate makers who are basically an underground cartel who don't want anyone selling chocolate outside of the trio of them. Each of them have their own quirks, including poor.
Yeah, one who was basically every rich British white man.
anytime people mention the word poor, he gags.
There was the German who doesn't understand metaphors and over-explains everything to death.
Don't look at me like
I
that.
feel like I know that character for some reason.
I understand metaphors. Thank you. The rest is correct.
And Slugworth was just funny.
Yeah. So basically,
Rowan Atkinson's character.
What character?
Once he gets to town, he ends up, accidentally spending all his money on other people, and then ends up being swindled into working at a hotel, basically.
Wait, we need to talk about Miss Scrimble.
That is what we're talking about.
Miss Scrubbit and Mr. Bleacher.
Yeah.
Which took me like 10 minutes to get the joke there.
Yeah.
They got to the washroom and then I'm like, oh, that's why they're called Scrubbit and Bleacher.
Yeah. So basically, he signs a contract where he ends up, instead of, paying for a room, they get to contractually indenture servant him, basically.
Because it's 1 sovereign per night, but then all of the added fees.
And you keep going, I'm going to charge the battery.
Okay, we're still recording this?
I believe so.
Oh, double check. It looks like I see a red. Anyway. Yeah, so he didn't read the small print because this Wonka can't read. Which you kind of see his background, you see him grow up poor, and he put all of his studies into chocolate. It makes sense that he would be illiterate, I suppose.
It really does.
And honestly, that was a nice touch, I thought. And then there's the character Noodle, who was dropped down the laundry chute as a baby and raised by Scrubbit and Bleacher, who is also indentured to them because they raised her and charged her for the privilege.
Yeah, like a typical rich douche.
Yeah, the typical, just...
I brought you into the world. I have the right to control you.
These are the people who are parents who charge their children parenting fees.
Wait, can I talk about one part?
Yeah, what do you want to talk about?
The giraffe milk.
The giraffe?
Yes, they milk a giraffe.
Did you like the song that they sing with the giraffe?
Yeah.
That was cute. And the flamingos. The flamingos were fun.
Also.
This is a bit of a disjointed
That
review,
was
but
when
we have
you
children,
passed this
so...
way. That was when you fell asleep for a little bit.
Yeah. This is what happens when children are up from like 6 in the morning. They fall asleep at like 4 in the afternoon.
I turn around, I see you. But
yeah,
I think my favorite song would probably be the one they sing about, trying the chocolates.
When
this is chocolate, but that is chocolate.
Yes, yep. No! The one that gets reprised.
Yes.
Yep. My favorite, I am a huge fan of a callback, and...
You love the ending song?
Yes, the...
Come with me
and you'll be... They actually brought that in, and they actually brought in a lot of the musical cues from the original Gene Wilder movie, and I just...
It's been a long time since I watched the original.
Have you two seen the original?
I don't think they have.
Okay, they're seeing it before they go back up.
We'll have to find it.
I'll find it. Now, if I can't find it legally, you'll find it.
I'll find it.
Also,
yes.
The funniest part that happened was I was sitting like this, and the shorty pants person in the movie.
The Oompa Loompa.
Yes. On the boat scene, he makes like a purple drink.
He makes an alcoholic drink for the adults.
Yeah, but
he's an Oompa Loompa. It might not have even been alcohol. It might have been like 8 different kinds of like cherry cordial. Might have been all chocolate and sweets.
Then when the chair came out, he was sitting like I was sitting.
He just reclined. It's funny.
I want a chair like that.
I want a fold-out suitcase with a reclining chair in it. Come on.
Oh, and also after that part, He just set a time and night, and then the boat blew up.
The boat blows up. So the basic plot is once he gets into the indentured servitude, he, his goal is to start selling chocolate in the city.
It becomes a jailbreak / heist movie.
Basically, he helps the other people who are trying to, serve out their time. And
Oh, and at the start, they start with already a song.
yes. But they eventually... Basically, the plot ends up with them turning it into a heist movie to take these big 3 chocolate honchos down. And in the process, find out that
Stop.
the orphan girl does have parents that are... Well, one of them's alive.
Yeah.
But they unravel everything, trying not to spoil too much.
Yeah.
Oh, and the girl's name is weird. Her name is Noodle.
Yep, Noodle.
And honestly,
am I noodly enough for the
I think we'll just
club?
leave it. We'll leave it for them to see who she's related to.
Yeah. But did you enjoy the movie?
Yes.
I loved it.
There was only one continuity error that I saw, which was the scene at the zoo, like they escaped in the morning, and then when they go to the zoo, it's like nighttime.
Uh-huh.
So like there's one continuity error. I don't know if there's a deleted scene in there to account for the time difference, but like that was like my only complaint about the movie. Was that one little spot that didn't quite make sense.
Rowan Atkinson was hilarious as usual.
He plays a chocoholic
Yeah,
monk.
he plays a chocoholic monk who, during the heist, gets attacked by a giraffe.
So I would recommend doing an open caption screening or getting a captive reader, because I don't know how much of what the monks were chanting you could hear. They chanted their dialogue.
Yeah.
And they chanted about the giraffe. And I don't know... If
He's
you
like,
have slight auditory issues and
"Guys."
droning doesn't quite, you have trouble differentiating words in, droning, definitely get the caption reader.
He was
Because
like,
it's so
"Guys,
much funnier
run for your
when you can
life."
understand what the monks are chanting.
But I highly suggest seeing this.
It was cute.
It's not a masterpiece. I wouldn't go as far as calling it that. But it wasn't bad.
It definitely wasn't as bad as we were all thinking when we saw Timothée Chalamet and the really innocent, not murderous looking Wonka and went, really?
I will say it's a lot better than the fucking Tim Burton movie. I will.
Even though we had the discussion about the Tim Burton one being more book accurate.
It's not about being book accurate. It's
I'm
about.
Just saying.
My gripe with the Tim Burton movie is the graphics and fucking Johnny Depp's creepy
fair.
Uncle Wonka.
That's fair. But no,
Get your feet
no,
up.
it is not
Put your
book
feet down.
accurate all the way
Put
through,
your feet
but
down.
certain points in that movie were a little more book accurate than the original. And I would like to point out that Tim Burton gets a lot of shit for 2 movies. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, or was that one Willy Wonka? I know they were, one was Willy Wonka and one was Charlie, and I don't remember which one was which. Yeah. And he gets shit for Alice in Wonderland. But both of them were actually a little...
for that.
Yeah, but both of them were actually a little more book accurate than the originals.
Book accuracy isn't always.
I'm just pointing out. He does
that
something
being
right.
said, we do need to get going soon for other activities. So
It was a good movie.
I would say 7 out of 10 personally. It's not. Like I said, it's not a masterpiece. It's not something I would go out of my way to watch more than once.
I'm going to say 8, because I think this is going to be one of my new comfort movies, once it's on streaming.
You have way too many comfort movies.
Look, I've only seen Jungle Cruise about 37 times.
38, but who's counting?
You, apparently.
Anyway, what do you think? What would you give it?
9 out of 10.
You just enjoyed the whole movie, didn't you?
Yeah.
What about
You just
Jeff?
love musicals.
Yeah. 9.6.
9.6.
How did
Okay,
it, how did
yeah.
it lose the point 4?
You fell asleep.
No.
Let's say, is it going to gain that other point for when you see the couple minutes?
Yeah, I didn't see him fall asleep in the movie. He was awake the whole time. The part where the girl that had her daughter cut the rope and made the whole fire.
The sad part. Okay.
You didn't like the sappy parts.
I get
No.
that.
No.
Yeah, there definitely
I'm
was
just
a pretty...
upset that all that chocolate was melted.
I know, right? That's the worst crime in this movie.
But I'm a fat
Wonka,
girl, so...
knowing Wonka, he has some magic to, like, de-poison and unburn all of it and reuse it.
But all that chocolate. So, that being said, you know, everyone here likes it.
It was good.
Random cat. That being said,
That was
thank
the
you for
highest
watching
ranking.
Movie Corner. If you have any movies you want to see us do, go ahead and comment below.
And
all
that's
that kind of stuff.
whether they're in theaters or streaming or like 100 years old.
Piranha sniffing
If
your
we can
shoe.
physically find it somehow, we'll do a movie corner.
Who
on it.
needs somehow? I've been finding movies my whole life. That
Piranha
being
was
said,
sniffing
thank you for
your
watching.
shoe. Piranha was